Guide for working safely at heights. People working at heights always deal with hazards and risks of occupational injuries. Therefore, to ensure safety when working at heights, please follow these instructions below. Work carried out at a difference at the level of 2 meters above the base or not at that level. But if there are dangerous obstacles below, workers must comply with the regulations of working at heights. Working at heights often confronts these following risks: fall from height, falling objects, collapse, broken scaffolding, ladder, safety regulations, general regulation. To ensure safety, please strictly comply with the following regulations below. With workers above 18 years old, have a valid health certificate issued by the health authority, have specialized OSH, occupational safety and health training, and the valid certificate. Be equipped and instructed to use the appropriate personal protective equipment, protective clothing, helmets, safety harness, slip-resistant shoes, and tool bags. Comply with safety control measures as indicated in the permit to work. Only perform work after the permit to work has been licensed. Before working, one must preliminarily check the condition of the scaffolding, working platforms, ladders, safety railings, as well as the quality of personal protective equipment. If defects are found, measures to correct or replace must be taken. Must have at least 2 people in a work group, 1 person responsible for safety supervision. When moving, follow the prescribed route, comply with the 3 points of contact rule, and use suitable anti-drop equipment. In case of working at more than a 10-meter height, before working, must have the consent of doctors. Prohibited: people with heart disease, high blood pressure, deafness, poor eyesight, mental and psychological disease history, and pregnant women working at heights. Throw anything from the height. Play: climb over the safety railing or the windows. Use alcohol, cigarettes, and other drugs while working at heights. Worksite area: put up barriers and no entry signs to prevent people from entering the worksite. Observe overhead power lines and comply with the safety distance regulations with applicable laws. Openings on floors or walls must be covered and put up barriers or warning signs. Do not work at heights when there are poor lights, heavy rain, thunderstorms, or strong winds from the upper 5th level. Regulations when using ladders. When using ladders, please follow these regulations below. Choose appropriate ladders for the work. Use lifting ladders as a priority. Read and follow the instructions on the ladder and check the condition of the ladder before starting work. If ladders do not meet requirements, they must be repaired. For new ladders or ladders not used for a long time, check again with a load of 120 DAN, decalnewton. Ladder rungs need to be clean and free of grease or oil. Do not place an inclined ladder with a horizontal plane of more than 60 degrees or less than 45 degrees. Particularly with A ladders, open an angle ladder about 75 degrees or 30 centimeters on the 1.2 meters of ladder's height. Before allowing workers to climb stairs, check ladder inserts as well as the position of the ladder. Erect ladders so that a minimum of 1 meter extends above a landing platform. Make sure that there are no overhead power lines within the range of the ladder. Ladders must always be tied or placed on an adequate ground and have a person to hold the ladder during work. When climbing up and down, always face the ladder, holding both hands on the vertical bar, not holding the rungs. Prohibited: use metal ladders to work in conditions where the electrical conductors can touch the ladder. Use aluminum ladders in hazard zones relating to electrical power. Use ladders over 5 meters of length. Use folding ladders as scaffolding, carriages, or single ladders, using bamboo or wooden ladders. Extend ladders further out, causing unsafe conditions. Hand tools or carry heavy objects greater than 5 kilograms in weight while climbing up and down ladders. Hang overload objects on the ladder while someone is working on it. Allow more than one person on a ladder. Stand to work on the third step from the top of the step ladder. Overreach when working on ladders. Regulations when using scaffolding. Must have an approved erection and inspection scaffolding procedure which is in compliance with National Technical Regulation 18, 2014. Ministry of Construction reference to Vietnam Standards 296, 2004, Vietnam Standards 6052, 1995, British Standard 1139, and other related regulations. Scaffolding erectors, inspectors, and supervisors must possess appropriate certificates. Scaffolding tags must be hung to suit the installation, dismantling processes, and permitted or prohibited use. The types of using scaffolding, including accompanying equipment such as tube bracing, connector, toe board, must ensure the requirements of design, structure, erection, operation, dismantlement in the technical records of manufacturers, must be tested and suited for usage and purpose. Parts used to install scaffolding must comply with the requirements of strength, size, and weight. Mobile scaffolding must have wheels locking mechanism or wedge wheels when it is in the required position. Stretch warning lines and use signs at the work site. Check and hang permitted using tags before work. When working conditions change, like to rainy or windy weather, recheck. When installing, using, or dismantling scaffolding near the power transmission lines, less than 5 meters, including low voltage line, one must have measures to ensure electrical safety for workers and be approved in the operation work plan. Prohibited. Use scaffolding with deformations, cracks, or rust. Place pillars or scaffolding frames on unstable ground, such as soft ground, poor drainage area, settlement beyond the permissible design limit, etc. Place scaffolding under power lines. Move or change structures of scaffolding while using, except for scaffolding specifically designed for the above requirements. Arrange workers to work at different heights in a vertical direction. Overload the scaffolding platform. Toss or throw objects down or up to scaffolding. Climb arbitrarily, not on the right route. Work at heights while not alert. Working in poor lights, heavy rain, thunderstorms, or strong winds from the upper 5th level. Regulations when using safety harness. When using a safety harness, please note: check for signs of fraying, ruptured harness, connectors, and quality of lanyards regularly. Note the bounce of the spring and hook and the split pins. Check the connector locks before use. Use a full body harness with 2 hooks and automatic double locking when working at heights, and always hook to a secure anchor point even when standing or moving. The safety harness must hook into a secure anchor point above the working position so that the height of falling is minimum to reduce falling kinetic energy. When working at more than 6 meters height, use a safety harness with dampers. Safety harness in contact with sharp edges must be cushioned with a soft object. Ensure the space below the site is free of obstructions which could cause a collision with people in a dropped situation. Actively create convenient rope hanging positions to improve safety harness, using efficiency, stretching horizontally or vertically as a means of securing harness. Equipment used in working at heights must be strictly checked for quality periodically. With Petro-Vietnam gas, stop if it's unsafe.